Hello Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Cancer, today we're going to focus on your past, present, as well as your future. So let's get started. In the past, we do have the Knight of Wands. So in the past, it kind of looks like there was something that you were pursuing. We're going to look a little bit more into this Knight of Wands energy just to see what it is that you were pursuing here, in the recent past. But with the World coming out here, that speaks of you starting a whole new chapter / cycle for yourself. We're obviously going to look a little bit more into that and see what that's all about. But in the near future, we do have the Five of Wands out here. Getting a lot of tension and conflict here, but let's start breaking all of this down and see what's going on, Cancer. So in the past, we do have the Knight of Wands. So let's see. Kind of looks like you were pursuing a relationship here with someone. Someone that you started to develop a lot of emotions for. However, I don't feel like you and this person were really on the same page. Let me explain. Kind of looks like you were at this stage, in your life where you were looking for someone that you can go off and build and establish a life with. That's what you wanted. That is what you basically, desire to have in your life. Someone that you could build with, somebody that you can grow with, start a family with, all that good stuff. However, it kind of looks like you met somebody who wasn't necessarily ready for all of that. It kind of looks like this person just wanted to continue to focus on, getting their career off the ground, their business off the ground. So it kind of looks like this person just wasn't ready, I would say, for what you were ready for. But I am definitely getting that they're not against it either. Like, they would love to, don't get me wrong, like, they would love to settle down one day and build toward a life with someone, but I just kind of feel like they just weren't ready in that particular moment is basically what I'm getting. And it kind of looks like you were okay with it. It kind of looks like you're okay with this person not being entirely ready for what you were essentially ready for. I am getting that. It kind of looks like you chose to continue to date this person, have this person in your life, even despite you basically knowing that this person just simply wasn't ready for a relationship. I just kind of feel like you were very understanding when it came down to them and their position and, how they wanted to really focus all this time and energy towards getting their career off the ground or their business off the ground. I think that you were very, understanding when it came down to that. Okay, so in other words, it wasn't like a deal breaker for you. Like I said, you guys definitely weren't on the same page. You guys definitely weren't on the same page, but like I said, it doesn't look like it was a deal breaker for you. Doesn't look like it caused you to stop talking to them or anything like that. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay, we have the Three of Wands, we got the Six of Swords, we also have the Wheel of Fortune with the Magician to the Devil, and then we also have the Ten of Cups. So it looks like a lot of time has essentially passed, and it kind of looks like, you're ready, to take that next step with this person, However, it kind of looks like this person is still in that same old energy of, well, I just need more time to get my career off the ground, my business off the ground. I just need more time. So it kind of looks like this person's not telling you, no, we can't be together. It kind of looks like this person just continues to tell you, like, I'm just not ready right now. Not to say that I'll never be ready. I'm just not ready right this second. I just need more time. And I feel like you've given this person plenty of time to get their, financial situation in order, their career in order, their business in order. Like, I feel like you've given this person plenty of time. Hence why you're bringing up the topic all over again. So what are we doing? Like, are we going to ever settle down and start building towards a life with one another? Like, what are we doing? Like, where is this going? You know what I mean? Where is this going? Okay. And it kind of looks like this person's kind of hitting you with the same old, oh, well, I'm just not ready right now. I need more time. And okay, tell me more about the Five of Wands. We got the Nine of Pentacles to Page of Swords to the Eight of Swords out here. Well, I don't necessarily feel like that helps, but as far as the tension and conflict is concerned, in the near future, I do see you confiding in a close family member or a close friend. Now, I feel like this close family member and or friend of yours is being, straight up with you when it comes down to how they're perceiving this entire situation between you and this individual that you currently find yourself connecting with. I kind of feel like this family member and or friend of yours, just thinks that this person is just using you. For what? I'm not entirely sure, but this person that you're friends with, or this family member of yours just simply thinks, like Cancer, King of Pentacles, they're totally using you. They're using you, they're using you, they're using you. I don't necessarily feel like it's making you feel better about your current situation by any means. Because now you're starting to kind of think, believe, and feel like, man, maybe they are using me. Maybe they don't have any sort of intentions of ever, building or establishing a relationship, with me. And that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like this conversation between you and this family member or this friend of yours is going to make you feel better about, your current situation with this individual. But as far as the ultimate outcome is concerned, we do have the Eight of Cups to the Ten of Swords. We also have the Two of Cups, and then we also have the Page of Pentacles. I do see you eventually hitting this person with an ultimatum. We're either going to go off and build towards a life with one another, or we're not. Either which way, the choice is entirely up to you. Obviously, I feel like you're really, really hoping that this person will basically choose you and a life with you in the end. But at the end of the day, you don't really know, how this is going to basically play out. But I do see you hitting this person with an ultimatum, because at this point, it kind of looks like you've been nothing but understanding and patient with this person. You are somebody who wants to settle down one day, get married one day, have a family one day. And a lot of you feel like you could be potentially wasting your time with this person, because things have yet to reach higher levels of commitment between you and them. So I do see you hitting this person with an ultimatum. But let's look at this King of Pentacles energy. Well, I do see them very focused on their career, so that's not a lie. I do see this person very, very focused on their career right now, or their business if they have one. This person does feel, Cancer, like you've been pushing them in a direction that they're not ready to go in just yet. So the fact that you keep bringing it up over and over again, like I am definitely getting like an energy of irritation coming from this person. It's like they're very irritated that you keep bringing this topic up over and over again. So when are we gonna jump into a relationship? It's been 6 months. Like, what are we doing? Like, are we gonna jump into a relationship, or are we not gonna jump into a relationship? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, I just kind of feel like this person's very irritated that you keep bringing up this conversation to them over and over again. But I understand where you're coming from. Like, if so much time goes by, and things have yet to reach a serious point here between the two of you, I mean, I understand where you would fall into this energy of like, okay, like, what are we doing? Like, what, I understand why you would obviously bring all this to their attention, like, hey, what are we doing? Like, are you ever going to be ready for anything serious? Like, what are we doing? Like, I get it. Tell me more about this King of Pentacles. We have the Devil to the Ten of Cups to the Six of Cups. Tell me more about the Devil. Tell me more about the Devil. King of Swords. Not King of Swords. King of Wands. Ace of Swords. Hangman. Okay. Okay. I feel like they're not lying to you when they say that they really do want to focus, obviously, on their career, because I do see them very focused on their career, their business, if they have one. However, I do feel like what is definitely holding this person, back from taking that next step with you has a lot to do with them not being entirely sure if they're actually ready for a relationship or not. A part of them does feel like they are ready for a relationship, and a part of them feels like, they're not, I don't know if that's something that this person has shared with you before, but I am definitely getting that. Yeah, I mean, a part of them does, tend to question, like, man, am I really ready for a relationship? Like, do I really actually want a relationship? Like, do I really want one? You gotta understand that prior to this person, meeting you, it kind of looks like they were single, for quite some time now, to the point where they found a lot of happiness, joy, and peace and harmony being single and alone. So to jump into a relationship with someone, I mean, that's a whole nother ball game in itself, It is. And I feel like that's what causes them to question, like, man, am I really ready for that? Because they know what it's like to be in a full-blown career relationship with someone. They've been there, done that. Their whole MO is like, man, like, Do I really want to go back to that? Like, I miss having somebody around and spending the holidays with someone and like snuggling on the couch with someone, but it's like, do I really want that? You know what I mean? Do I really want that though? Do I? I just kind of feel like there's a big part of them that really does want to be in a relationship, but then there's also a big part of them that doesn't really desire to be in a relationship. So there's a lot of figuring out, I would say, that needs to take place on this person's behalf, but that's, what's basically holding this person back as well. It has a lot to do with, but do I really want to be in a relationship? I mean, because I kind of like going to bed by myself, and I kind of like having this whole entire place to myself and not having to share it with anybody, and kind of like this. I kind of like not having to, you know, respond to anybody, or tell anybody where I'm going and when I'm gonna come back home. I kind of like that lifestyle. Like, yeah, there's somebody, and this happens with everybody. When you're single for a long period of time, I mean, oh my gosh, it's like you get so comfortable, you know what I mean? Being single and alone. So to go from that to being a full-blown committed relationship with someone that you don't, I mean, anything can happen, anything can happen. Anything can happen. You don't know, you don't know what to expect, from that person that you're jumping into a relationship, obviously with. I mean, it could turn out good or it could turn out god awful. I mean, anything could happen. Being single and just, living life the way that they've been living, it's very predictable to them, it's very predictable to them. But jumping into a whole relationship with someone, it's unpredictable because you never know what to anticipate and or expect. So I feel like that's their whole dilemma that they need to kind of sort out. But don't get me wrong, they do see a lot of potential between the two of you. As far as them using you is concerned, I mean, I don't know what this person would possibly be using you for. I mean, this person's showing up as a King of Pentacles. So that's kind of telling me that this person does very well for themselves financially. So they don't need you, to pay their bills or anything, because it kind of looks like they got that under control. As far as like, using you for something else is concerned, I'm not even getting that with their energy either. Like, I'm not even really getting that either. I'm not really getting that. So, I mean, I understand why this family member and a friend of yours would think that. I mean, I get that. I get that. But when it comes down to them potentially using you, for example, for a good old time, nothing more, nothing less, I don't know. I'm not really getting that off of them. It's like, to them, it's like, if that is going on where you guys like have like a friends with benefits type of situation, it's like they kind of look at it in the sense where it's like, we both like each other, and this is what happens, between two people who really like each other. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not they're not looking at it like, oh, I'm using Cancer for this and only this. Like, no, they're not looking at it that way. They're looking at it like, I really like them and I'm really attracted to them. So yeah, this is kind of what happens between two people who really like each other and find each other physically attractive. Nothing more, nothing less. Whatever. Like, plus, I don't think that this person has ever made you feel like they're only using you for a good old time. Nothing more. I don't even feel like this person has ever made you feel that way. So I wouldn't even go as far as to like even say that that's the case with them. No, like, no. No, because I feel like there's times where you guys like hang out and you guys don't even do anything. If it was one of those situations where you guys were always hanging out and something was constantly going down every single time, all right, different story. But I don't even feel like, I feel like there's times where you guys have spent time with each other and nothing actually happens. You guys are just hanging out, enjoying each other's company, I feel like this person has been, like playing house with you. And what I mean by that is they treat you like they're with you in a relationship with you, but technically speaking, they're not. It's like they play house with you. So this whole them using you for a good old time, I'm not really getting that off of them. I'm not really getting that at all off of them. I think that this person treats you like they're with you and acts like they're with you, but are y'all really together though? Like, no, but that's the only thing. Like, that's the only thing, is that there's just not a label attached to all of this. Other than that, I mean, if I were to see y'all together, I would have thought y'all were in a relationship, But the only thing is there's just no label attached to this, that's it. There's just no label attached to this. That's it. But I think that by you hitting them with an ultimatum, I think that that's a good, I think that's like, you know, a good thing, because I feel like it will definitely push this person to just hurry up and make up their mind. You know, they're either going to do this or they're not going to do this, because it looks like you've given this one over here plenty of time to figure it out. So I don't think this ultimatum is a bad idea. All right, so that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.